black guys who are racist? Hell yeah. I was into that.
Yeah. White people into that shit.
Hell yeah, because you co-sign our shit.
Yeah. Right.
It's like when a Jew says other Jews are bad. We're like, listen to the Jew.
Right.
It's their people. They know.
Right. So you're based. You're no longer based in New York, right?
No, I won't say where I'm based. I have a lot of people try to find my address, but for all intents and purposes, it's Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I can hear the New York in your voice.
Yeah, but I was a New Yorker my whole life. I didn't really move out of. I spent the majority of my life in New York. I didn't move out till 2021 because they went retarded. Like I'm not. There's woke and then there's retarded, and that's what they were. And I was doing comedy, and I was doing comedy everywhere I could. So there was like two groups that split in the comedy faction. There were the communists who wanted to make sure that everybody stopped doing comedy, and then there were people who were actually good at it that were like, "Fuck this," and we kept doing it. But eventually, it got to a point where I realized that I was living in a really dangerous, hostile environment. Like I looked around, and I was like, "Oh, if the order came in." My own neighbors would turn me into a camp. Like I knew that. And I was like, yeah, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Austin is pretty bad too, right? They got a saying down there, Austin, keep Austin weird.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times and somebody with his fucking bike almost ran us over.
I mean, how about those fucking scooters, those fucking retarded scooters? I just feel like kicking them, like, You're a grown man, you're on a scooter. This is what I'm talking. This is the pussification of America. Right. They turn every man into a like scooter riding pussy.
Yeah. Hey, what got you started in comedy?
People told me I was funny for a long time, and I thought they were retarded because I was like, I'm a woman, so
I cannot be funny.
I can't be funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never really thought of myself as funny because I always just thought I was making fun of stupid shit. Just highlighting stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like I remember I used to teach these classes to like college kids, and they would just be cracking up. And one of the things, like, we had to do some problem about cow farts or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, all these vegans were like, the poor cows. I'm like, have you seen a cow? That thing would never survive in the wild. Right. A cow should be grateful we eat it. That's why it's still here. And I just thought that was an obvious thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, most women don't think like you, though. Yeah. Like, my wife be sharing stuff with me on TikTok. She's laughing, and she shows me, I'm like, that's funny.
She shows you stuff.
She showed me things. She's dying laughing. I'm like, that's not funny.
Yeah, I've had that reaction too.
Yeah,
when women show me things. Yeah. The things they like, I'm like, this is. I mean, they watch content like giving them advice about how to get a man, and I'm like, how are you gonna take advice from another retard? Like, that's the blind leading the blind. Right. Because especially with these women these days who are. I'll just say this. They all love to call me like a pick-me girl. They're like, you're a pick-me girl. I'm like, I don't have to be a pick-me girl. I get picked all the time. So go fuck yourself, okay? And second of all, you're a pick-me girl, actually. Right? You want to be picked by the woke crowd. You want to be picked by all the other women. So basically, you're a lesbian, right? Right. It's since the beginning of time, women have wanted to be picked by good, strong men. You're getting picked by faggots. Can I say that? I don't know. I just said it.
But you can say it.
You know what I mean? They're getting picked by these beta simp males who will say things like, I'm a feminist too, right? And then you go to the restaurant and you got to split the bill. And you go home, you got to split the rent. And then they don't want to have kids. And then you don't understand why you hate them and you want to kill them.
Right.
It's because you got exactly what you said you wanted, which isn't actually what you wanted.
Right.
So all these women who give advice about how to get men and whatever, a lot of it is just totally misleading.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is a lot of older feminists won't tell the younger feminists the truth.
Right.
Because misery loves company. They made these decisions. They're clearly mistakes, huge mistakes.
Huge mistakes.
They can't bring themselves to say, that was a mistake. I wish I hadn't done that, because the pain of that, it threatens to destroy them, Right. And then they have to take something women don't like, personal accountability for the decisions they made. And I was a liberal and I was a feminist, and I made mistakes. I look at the shit that I did and I go, this was wrong, Like,
Well, you have a brain. You can see these things.
Yeah, but I couldn't see it then because I was brainwashed with everything. And they get you. They hook you in because women are very emotional. We're very compassionate. We have great qualities that are being erased because we're being told we need to be boss bitches and we need to have career. We're being told we have to be men.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, especially in the black community. Yeah,
I'm a fucking lady.
So what was your breaking point? What was the eye-opening experience that turned you away from being a feminist?
It was a whole lot of things that started breaking that for me. I didn't break from being a feminist. I broke from being a liberal first. And I broke from being a liberal right around 2017, 2018. I was anti-Trump. I believed everything they said. He was the devil. When he was elected, I was so depressed, right? Yeah, I know. You guys are like, I would have been making that video, shaving my head, like, I am going out of
don't ever do that. That's insanity when I see women ever do that.
But that would have been me. But then this woman, this is a real story, right? This woman pulled me aside. I was in a 12-step meeting because I go to 12-step. I had a severe compulsive eating disorder. For everybody calls me a fat bitch. Now you know why.
I got that still.
Yeah. So I went to this meeting. This woman pulls me aside. She was an older lady, and I always thought she was a crazy lady, but I always listen to crazy people because I'm like, there's a reason they're crazy. Like they know things that they shouldn't know, and it drives them crazy.
Right.
And I told her how sad I was, and she was like, "Don't worry, it's the Jews. The Jews don't want him." And I was like, yeah, I've been suspicious of them too. Tell me more.
Right.
And I started investigating things. And, one of the things I started seeing, Trump had done the State of the Union address. I think it was 2017 or 20. I don't remember when. But it was the one where Nancy Pelosi ripped up the speech. And I remember watching it.
That was diabolical.
My heart sank into my stomach when I didn't like him, but I was listening to him. And I was like, some of the stuff he's saying sounds pretty good. And I was like, this is how brainwashed I was. I was like, there's something I'm missing. There's a reason this isn't right. I'm going to check the newspaper tomorrow.
Right.
So this should tell you what's going on. And so I know the psychology of a liberal, right? But when she did that, my heart sunk and I was like, this isn't right. Something about this isn't right. This feels wrong. And I read the newspaper the next day and they were cheering her on and I still couldn't reconcile how wrong it felt.
Right.
And I was one of these people who believed that the whole Trayvon Martin thing, like I was like, it was more racial injustice, blah, 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 blah. And then I got this newspaper called the Epoch Times, which was written by a Chinese expat who was raised in communism, and he saw what's happening here. He was fighting it. And I saw the other side of the story, and it was like my reality was shattered. I was like, wait, what? He was he was on top of George Zimmerman beating him up and he got shot from on top. The back of George Zimmerman's head was all busted open. Why wasn't this told?
Right.
And I could not believe it. It was reality breaking. I was like, they're lying to us blatantly all the time.
Right.
And then I started looking at crime statistics and the real statistics around how often black people actually get shot. Unarmed black men get shot by the police, and it's like way less than white people.
Oh, black people get shot. The unarmed black people get shot more by black folks.
Well, we can't. Wait a second. It's racist to talk about black on black crime.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So that started the unfurling of stuff. You know, and the real red pilling on feminism. I don't really remember exactly how it happened, but, you know, I had been with my fair share of guys who sucked. I'm going to take a cough drop because...
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you guys talk? I did warn you.
That shit up.
I did warn you guys that I was recovering from a cold.
Right. Yeah, I'm fighting something too.
All right. Try to be fucking... Oh, I'm fighting something too. I'm fine. I'm not choking on my own words. What's up, guys? I'm fucking dying over here.
We're just checking you out, that's all.
That's fine. I'm very popular with black men, so. Even after my tweets, so. Yeah, so I had been with my share of like, you know, I married when I was 25, I married this guy from Spain who turned out to be a total con artist, manipulative. Yeah. But I had such low self-esteem, crazy low self-esteem. You know, I came from not the greatest childhood, you know, and when shit happens to you when you're a child, you know, you don't realize this, you blame yourself.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
And it was. I remember I had this moment because I would, I know I'm, decently attractive or whatever, but I'm hot. So, but the internal self perception isn't that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember one time I was teaching a student, and I wasn't even aware of how I was feeling about myself until I saw my reflection in his sunglasses, and I was like, oh, that lady's actually kind of pretty. And then I was like, that's you, dummy. And I was like, oh my God, that's not how I feel inside. I actually feel like a monster.
Right.
And what you do is, when shit happens to you, especially if you get like beat or whatever, you internalize that. And you feel, it internalizes onto your body where you feel like something is seriously wrong with me. That's why this happened. None of this is conscious thinking. I don't remember ever thinking that about myself, but the feeling is very clear.
So you was a victim of abuse when younger?
Yeah. And that takes a lot to get over, and there's a part of me that's always going to have that, like that feels like a giant piece of shit all the time.
Yeah, we can relate. All the black kids used to bully us.
Because you guys are mixed.
Yeah.
And you're better looking
than them. They said I had
them.
a big face. I was like, I have a big face?
The shit that
And I
black
looked at
kids
him, I said, oh my God, my face is big.
the shit that black kids will say to you, because I grew up in the Bronx, man, they will fucking come at you, man.
They will rip you to fucking shreds.
Oh, they don't care.
There's no mercy.
They don't care. My dad used to shave our heads when we were kids. It's a true story.
Really?
Listen, I grew up in a fucking Nazi communist concentration camp. I don't even know what it was. He used to shave our heads because they had this idea, like make your hair grow back thicker or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was to psychologically break us and let us know that he owned us.
Right. Yeah.
But I was in third grade the last time they did it, and I had known these kids my whole life. I was going to school, and I get on the girls' line. They're like, "Hey, the boys are on this line." I just start choking back the tears. I knew I had to be strong. It's like, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
But man, I was in school with the Latinos and the blacks. They don't play.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we're not doing that Trant shit. It's 1990. What are you doing?
Yeah, black people they're rough, man. Growing up around, like, we grew up in a poor white neighborhood.
Yeah, my dad didn't want to live on the poor black side of town.
Which was smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
I could deal with racist jokes, not crazy Negroes.
Yeah.
Poor Negroes.
Oh, so the white kids attacked you guys?
No, I had white
Well, they just had
friends.
stupid stuff like they call me the N-word and stuff, but other than that, they was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had a situation where one of my friends was like, his dad called and said, come home. I was like, why you gotta go? Well, my dad's calling me. So he runs up top of the hill, talk to his dad, and he comes back. And I was like, what did he tell you? He said, I can't play with niggers anymore. So he's running back out. See you at school tomorrow.
Right. So his dad's based.
Yeah.
Shout out to that dad.
But the problems I have with black kids, they all want to fight me, had a knife put on me, had a gun put on me.
Yeah.
I got robbed right after basketball practice.
Listen, what
and the
grade?
point guard robbed me. He put a gun on me.
Wow.
Well,
So you're saying it was better to be called the N-word?
Yeah, than being around a bunch of niggas.
Yeah, that was in 6th grade. I had my first gun pulled on me.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
He was the point guard on the basketball team, but he got kicked off because he had behavior issues.
No.
So he comes back and he like pulls the gun on us as we're going into practice.
Yeah.
Took a quarter off you, right?
A quarter.
35 cents. That's lunch money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of time.
Remember we
ago.
had to take 35 cents for lunch?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
That's a day's lunch.
Yeah, I know all about that, man. I grew up in the Bronx,
Yeah.
like, and the Bronx is like prison rules. Everybody tribes up, So the Puerto Ricans were hanging out with the Puerto Ricans, the blacks were hanging out with the blacks, and the Albanians were hanging out with the Albanians.
Yeah,
And
it's
it was
crazy how
gang
everything
warfare.
was so segregated. It's still very
The kids did it
segregated.
themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody told us to segregate. It did it ourselves. And I remember one time these black kids stole my brother's bike. Stereotypes, What they did.
Right.
My brother was crying, and some Albanians can be real gangster, man. They call us the black people of Europe. So
Yeah.
because of that, and because the girls have fat asses. So, but these Albanian kids see my brother crying, and they know he's Albanian. They're like, what happened? Albanians are like super tribal. Like, these black kids stole my bike, and they were like, hang out. And they fucking went around. They found the black guys. They I guess beat the shit out of them. Next thing you know, these guys come back. They have like 2 bikes, not just my brother's bike, but some other bike. And they were like, "Here, kid, go inside." And there was that you realize, like, yeah, there is something about tribal loyalty that these people try to dismantle now with this whole. Oh, every culture can be American. They don't want to be American.
That's the thing.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And they don't. And honestly, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Like, I don't care what anybody tells me. I'm always going to feel more connected to Albanians than I will to Irish people. And I like Irish people. I don't got anything. But, if somebody started a war in Ireland, I'd be like, yeah, it's fucked up. Don't do it. But if somebody started a war in Albania, I would be like, yeah, it's fucked up. Don't do that. I'm not going to fight.
Right?
No, but I would
You sound like a Jew right now.
Hey, if I was a Jew, I'd be the one starting the wars in Ireland and Albania. But I would actually, I thought about this because, I went to my homeland. The first time I went to my homeland, I was 18 and didn't really appreciate it. I didn't go back again until I was 30. And I remember when I went there, all of a sudden, I just felt like I was home. I couldn't explain it. I grew up in America my whole life, didn't understand it, but I knew everybody. Everybody knew me. It was my village, Yeah. And I'd be walking.
You think we should go to Nigeria?
I ain't going back there. Fucking shithole.
They ain't gonna accept you. No,
Nobody accepts us.
We're like in a Twilight Zone. We can't be black. We can't be white.
Well, we could go be Moroccan or something.
Actually, yeah, you could be Egyptian. That's how the Egyptians were made.
Fit in there.
Yeah.
No, but you guys, America is your homeland. You guys are going to feel home in America.
Yeah.
Like my fiance, he's going to feel home in America. He's American. Like, he's got Swedish and Norwegian ancestry, but me, I went there and it was just, I'd never experienced anything like that. And I suddenly realized what I had been feeling my whole life in America and why I felt so disconnected. I always felt so anonymous in America. Like I could never really gain traction. I realized why. And there's something about that, like that land nurtured my ancestors. It literally, like, our cells are made of whatever we consume where we are. So I've consumed, there's generations of consumption of Albanian land produced food. That's something else, man. You can't explain that.
That's fucking deep.
So I'm sorry to do that. Let's get back to talking about black people.
But maybe I visit Ireland or Scotland. When I've been to Scotland and Ireland, and I felt connected there.
Isn't that?
Yeah, I did. I'm not going to Africa.
He's like, fuck that.
Fuck that.
No, it was like all this old architecture there. It
was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
You can't explain that. I think that's in your DNA. It's in your DNA, and as much
they have
as
a word for it, it skips my mind at the moment.
Epigenetics. That's the word. Epigenetics.
I think it gets imprinted. I think memories that have happened to the Bible says the sins of the father will be paid on the children for 7 generations. What's that? What was that? Is that God being, just an asshole? No, it's a revelation of what happens. It gets imprinted in your DNA. One of my grandmothers was a whore. Look at me.
Yeah. Really?
She was a little loose.
Well, look what white people did with black people, brought them here. Now they paying for their sins. Can't get rid of us now.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple good things. You guys, Jesse Lee Peterson, Kanye.
Right. So that we not all so bad.
Candace Owens.
Right. So you've been touring lately, but you've been getting a lot of pushback.
Yeah, I get canceled everywhere. Everywhere I get canceled. I mean, I piss everybody off. So, which should tell you that I'm an equal opportunity racist. Exactly, I don't understand the problem.
Right. What has got you in the most trouble when it comes to your jokes?
I think this recent one about my tweet about the Kendrick Lamar thing that just fired people up, you know?
We got a clip of that, Joe?
You guys retweeted it. Thanks for that. You just made it worse.
Yeah, we only got like 3 million followers.
So I have a lot of haters. So this is what people got to understand, okay? What's happening right now with cancel culture, it's a tale as old as human history.
Right.
This is the envy of the capable, okay? In the Bible, you had Cain and Abel. That's one of the oldest stories in the books. Cain resented and envied Abel. Why? Because everything Abel did was a blessing. Everything he did was good. And Cain, nothing he could do was fitting, you know?
Cain was black, right?
We know that that's true. And they were both Jews, so that should tell you something.
Right.
And so he killed him. He killed Abel. Why? Why did he kill Abel? Because in the heart of envy is this idea that if I can't have it, then no one can.
Right.
And if I can get rid of you, then I can get rid of the pain that I feel that I can't have that thing that you have that comes so naturally to you.
Right.
And this is the heart of all envy. And this is what we're seeing. It's just another manifestation, you know? The communists did it to the Russians, to the ethnic Russians during the Bolshevik Revolution. What was that about? That wasn't about we want a global society of like, everybody owns things. That's not what that was about. That was about you resented these people because they were highly capable. They were highly talented. They were beautiful. Russians were beautiful people. And you had these like Gollum-looking creatures like, who can't stand it. And they think, well, if I kill them, then I'll be the beautiful one. And this is what you have here. This is what I'm experiencing. You know, I'm one of few funny females, I believe. I don't think it's controversial to say most women aren't funny. And it's not a problem. Once again, we're not supposed to be funny. We're beautiful, right? That's way better, you know? We don't have to work that hard. We just have to look good and not be a bitch. The second one's very challenging for people.
Leonarda, I can't find the tweet, but you talked to Adam McGinnis about it.
I did. Yeah. So
could actually
anyway,
issue a death threat like that. And first of all, you don't know me. You don't know. They just see like what they consider a white woman, and they're like, oh, this is an easy target. I'm like, I grew up in the Bronx, dude. I'm Albanian. This isn't like when somebody issues a death threat, it's fucking on, man. Yeah. And I'm a fighter. Like, sorry, I am. I mean, I'm a girl still, so I'm not going to try to fight dudes. I'm not retarded, but I don't go into, I do get my fight or flight instincts going. I don't go into like, oh no, I should apologize. I'm like, no, I said what I said and I'm not going to back down just because you're threatening me. Like I've had worse threats from people like within my proximity who actually do shit and I don't back down. Right. So you think because you're sending me this shit on the internet, like it's insane, man.
So you said that you've got two strikes here that I want to talk about. So one was, you said the halftime show was the niggerification of America.
Correct.
And that led to most of the death threats.
Was I wrong?
Yeah. That led to everybody getting super triggered and the death threats and what did you mean by this? And we'll show you, we're coming to your show and you better be ready. We're coming to San Bernardino. That's my next show. We'll show you. And I'm like, yeah, you're just like living up to the stereotype right now, by the way.
Yeah, you say blacks are violent. They go, I'm going to kill you for saying that. Well, go.
And let me just say something, because this is what's so fucking insane to me. I'll answer some DMs. I won't answer all the DMs, but I did get one DM from a black guy that I thought seemed kind of rational. So I responded to him, and he was like, just using this word as ignorant or whatever. And I said to him, look, we have the freedom to use every single word that's in the English language. And you have the freedom to not like me, not watch my comedy, and not associate with me. That's your freedom. And I'm not kidding you. This is exactly what he said. Freedom is a made-up concept. And I was like, well, I guess we can have slavery again because freedom is a made-up concept.
Right, yeah. And what did he say to that?
Nothing. He blocked me actually after that.
If somebody using the N-word, if you're offended by that word, that means you are what that word means.
I'm not going to be offended if somebody calls me, I don't know, Italian. I'm like, I'm not Italian. I don't care. Like, you stupid guinea. I'd be like, all right.
Why can they make all this money saying the word though?
Yeah.
And so that's all about power. And you guys know that. It's all about power. It's a way to say, hey, look, it's taunting. You're taunting white people is what you're doing. Because you basically allow everybody to say it, right? Like your Lebanese guy here, he can say it, right? Your Puerto Ricans can say it. Your Mexicans can say it. The one people that can't say it, supposedly, white people. But then they go, hey, we're going to make all these songs that you guys like and you want to sing to. I dare you to say it.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
So my thing is like, look, there's context for things. If I'm going to quote someone, what am I going to say? I'm going to say N-word. Then you don't know if the guy said said N-word or if he actually said the word.
Right.
What are we doing? So we have to all reduce our level of communication to the lowest IQ in the room who can't understand context. Then we also have to reduce everything we do, and this is really where we're at now, according to the most sensitive person in the room, who has the most offensive, I'm the biggest victim. We have to all reduce that to take care of somebody else's feelings. Last I checked, your feelings are your responsibility. If you're upset about something, that's for you to handle. That's not me. We don't have a personal relationship. I don't know you. And you're getting, if I have a personal relationship with someone and I say something that's offensive, it's still their responsibility to manage their emotions. They don't have the right to punch me in the face because I offended them.
Yeah. Most of the words we hear from people is not what we're not offended by the words, it's the connotation, the assumptions we put behind those words.
Exactly. Yeah. And by the way, I also made a tweet, when Kash Patel was getting sworn in on the Hindu Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, here we go.
I was like, the Jitification of America. Nobody cared about that.
Right.
None of those are words. I made them up. They're not even real words.
Yeah. Right.
So this is all communist playbook, by the way. You know, people don't realize this because we don't study history. But when
it's definitely what it is.
When the Bolshevik Revolution happened, what they did was they stirred up racial and ethnic strife because there were Muslims in Russia, in Orthodox Christian Russia, and they were telling the Muslims how oppressed they are. They were telling them how much better they were, how they had a right and an entitlement, and they played that up to drive people apart. Which, if you compare that to what's happening now, they're doing that with all the ethnic minorities. First, they did it with the black people. Now they've brought in people from other countries, and they're telling them they have a right to this land because of what happened to them during colonialism. I'm like, I'm sorry we gave you working toilets. I'm sorry about that. Sorry we gave you running water and the wheel. Sorry about that. Should have just let you die, But they're doing that intentional, because it stirs up strife, and you can attack the strong population that is your barrier to total domination and control. That's the point.